So the four goals, the first is conserve energy and land resources. Second is provide efficient and inexpensive transportation, particularly to those who are unable to drive. And the third goal is provide efficient transportation opportunities to suburban residents. The 2 and 3 a little bit overlapped, but I put 2 points here is first, we want to consider close distance transportation like bus system, right? And we also want to provide efficient transportation opportunities like rail track and trolley, subway to long distance commuters, and reduce urban pollution. So those are the 4 goals for urban transportation planning. As we all know, the massive transit in the United States is often underfunded and difficult to establish because it's only economical along heavily populated routes. In Houston, some of the area is very populated and people are enthusiastic to build system around those areas, and for the spread out area, government hesitated to do it. And it is less convenient than the automobile. And a lot of people don't like a crowded bus or a crowded train. So they prefer driving by cars, and it is extremely expensive to build and operate. Of course, once you build, it's hard to change. And it is often crowded and uncomfortable. The United States government encourages personal autos by financing highways, maintaining cheap energy policy. We do not tax much on gasoline price, and not funding mass transit projects. So those are the hurdles. Those are the reality. Why we do not have a mass transit in Houston, but some of the area doing pretty good, like Park and Ride, and some of the areas has a lot of buses, especially close to downtown. But those are our challenges. The second thing, so the first thing I want to emphasize about the urban planning is transportation. The second thing is open space and recreation planning. Nearly 80% of the population lives in urban areas in North America. Until recently, urban parks were considered an uneconomical use of land. So people used to believe just build those parks and just leave it as green as it is a waste of land. And until recently, people start to realize how important it is for our physical and mental health. If we don't have those spaces, we will not be functioning pretty well like now. It's like this virus pandemic, all the other things I probably hesitate to do, like shopping at Walmart or go to a very populated area. But I do take my family to parks, to the open space as much as possible, and it is vital for everybody to function. And the recreational resources may be as important as economic growth for maintaining a healthy community. And the good examples is New York City built the Central Park 500 acres, and Boston, London, Toronto also are pioneers of doing this. And those are the beautiful pictures of the urban open space. Washington Square Park in San Francisco, Central Park in New York City. And I also like the Memorial part of the downtown, and people can ride bikes and do hikings, and I think that is very smart. So the most important to emphasize is transportation planning and the open space planning. There are a bunch of other issues I will just briefly go over here. Special efforts must be made to revitalize the inner city. Instead of abandoning it, we can use it to do something, just like the picture I showed you before. If it's an abandoned industrial building, we can turn it used by another company. We can turn it used by reconstructing a shopping mall after decontamination, or we can put it in the storage use. Abandoned industrial commercial sites remain vacant because they're expensive to clean up and renovate. And it is called brownfield development. And that matches the degree of cleanup required to the intended use of the site. And remodeling abandoned commercial buildings into shopping centers, cultural facilities, and high-density housing, those are all the options. So instead of leaving the death, the center of death in the city, we can definitely use it for something else. The last thing in this chapter I want to emphasize is smart growth urban planning. And we have a case study about this. And I want you to read the textbooks, how the countries and the cities do their smart planning. It is page 295. I put this page in the case study. And I will mention a few features here, like Chicago, Illinois. Chicago has built what city officials call the greenest street in America. Wow. 3 kilometers long, it has bike and parking lanes that are paved with smog-eating concrete. Oh, we love that, right? And the sidewalks made from recycled material. Wow. So these streets are not only eating smog, but it's an alternative for landfill. There are street lights powered by wind and solar, and the biowells with drought-tolerant plants that divert storm water from overburdened sewers. And that sounds very attracting to me. If we Houston can do that, imagine how much we save and how beautiful the city is and how cleaner the environment will be. So that is just the one example from all this, but I do want you to thoroughly read page 295. So quickly summarize the smart growth recognized benefits of growth. And the advocates emphasize developing livable cities and towns. And the smart growth recognize that quality of environment directly affects the quality of life. And the smart growth urban planning principles mix land uses, take advantage of compact building designs, create a range of housing opportunities and choices, create workable neighborhoods, and foster distinctive, attractive communities with a strong sense of place.